Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Cocktail Hour once again here today. I am your brand new host. We had to get rid of the last guy because that was weird yesterday, wasn't it? So fired him. I'll be your new host from now on. Today's cocktail is going to be the Southside. This is more or less, in my opinion, a more classy version of a Mojito. It has gin instead of rum. It's sans sparkling water, although if you put it in there, then you have a fizz, or you could use champagne and have a Royale, all of which are nice variations. But I'm going to stick with the plain classic, so we're kind of a daiquiri, kind of a Mojito, but with gin, interesting stuff. And I'm certain, I've never actually made or had this cocktail, but I'm certain I'm going to love it already. Let's get going. So the first big conundrum of the day is, what type of gin are we using? Since we're lime heavy on this, I like a more citrus driven gin, and I actually picked up a bottle of one of my favorite Maine spirits here not terribly long ago, a couple days ago, some Bimini. This is really cool stuff made in southern Maine, definitely more on the citrus side of things rather than the huge piney abrasive styles. This should work really, really well in our Southside cocktail today. It's also something that I really like in just a straight martini with a lemon twist. Lovely, lovely stuff. The non-alcoholic team consists of mint leaves, lime juice, and simple syrup. And we've got the makings of a nice, simple, beautiful cocktail. So muddled cocktail today, of course. We've got mint. This is going to be a little bit more mint heavy than the last one we made that had mint, the old Cuban. So we're going to look for 8 to 10 nice little mint leaves here. No stems, please. A few more in here. We definitely want to have nice mint characteristics. That should be about enough for me. I'm going to go in with 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup. Right there. Now we're going to give that a good muddle. Just pressing down and giving a little wiggle on the leaves. Of course, we're not trying to tear them. We're just trying to extract all that flavor and make this more or less a mint simple syrup now. I'm going to go the same amount, 3/4 of an ounce of my lime juice, and 2 ounces of my Bimini gin. I'm going to hit this with little yuzu bitters as well, because I think that's going to work really nicely here. But unless you have something citrus driven like this, I would avoid bitters. But I just can't help myself. Go ahead and give this guy a good shake here. That should do nicely for us. Take my chilled cooler glass. That's set and ready. Since we've got a bunch of small mint particles in this, double strain is recommended. We should have some nice green color from the chlorophyll in the mint, which we certainly have achieved today. Take another nice mint leaf, add a little whap, drop it right in. Southside cocktail. As I said, really sort of a more classy, more dignified version of a Mojito. This is delicious. The gin is really nice in here particularly. So a little bit more historical context about this, because I kind of glossed over that earlier. Prohibition era cocktail. I'm not sure which came first, the Mojito or the Southside. I didn't actually look that up. I apologize about that. It's most likely called the Southside because it came from the south side of Chicago and is supposedly, or was supposedly, one of Al Capone's favorite drinks. The story goes, his gin that he was bringing across the border was a little bit more rugged than the gin that was being brought into the north side of Chicago. Most of that was drank with ginger ale at the time. This was made into more of a cocktail because we have more sweetness and more tartness, and that would mask any of those harsh qualities potentially in that gin. Which I think is pretty interesting, potentially. Could totally be false, but it's a good story. Cheers, everyone.